Hey you guys, welcome back to another video. So today I want to talk about the places that I used to shop at but don't shop at anymore for Lego. Um, Starting off with number one, Barnes & Noble. I used to go to Barnes & Noble a lot. I used to get a lot of my sets from Barnes & Noble. Unfortunately, due to their membership plan that has changed, and I believe it changed again for 2026, I stopped mainly going because one used to be right across the street from my job. Used to go there like every time I'd go on lunch, boom, just go over there, pick up the sets that I needed. Still sometimes kind of do if it's a set that I really, really want and really just want to kind of like check off my list. But the big reasons why I don't go, because of this Barnes & Noble, they have everything all at the very front of where the cash registers are at. So when you go in there, you kind of want to be relaxed when you're chilling, looking for a set. You don't want to be having to look behind you because there's a line behind you because everybody else is there trying to purchase their items that they either purchased that they got from Barnes & Noble. So being at the front, it just really wasn't my thing, and I really just kind of like checked them off and I canceled my membership with them. So that's being Barnes & Noble. But a really great place to pick up sets. And I hate to really cross them off on my list because it was great for a good few years. I actually definitely got to pick up a lot of the sets that I really wanted. Going off with number two, Walmart. Now, I never really went to Walmart as much as I wanted to. There were times that I really, really wanted to go, and this is another place that's really not that far from my job, but unfortunately, because of how far it was, wasn't really ever time for it. Not to mention, but most Walmarts have everything locked up nowadays, so having to go down those aisles where everything's just locked up, having to push a button to wait for assistance to show up, it takes forever. I mean, the ones out here in Phoenix, you push a button, you're going to be waiting there for at least a good 30-40 minutes just for it to even show up. So that was an easy no. Not to mention, there's not really that many employees in Walmart, it seems like, anymore. So you're kind of SOL on that one. Number three is going to be, which one do I really want? Macy's, probably. Macy's wasn't really in my area, so I never really got to even go to me. I did go there, I believe, like a few times, but I did get to see some really good sets that were really marked down for really cheap. But again, another place I never really cared to go to. Plus, their Lego aisle or little Lego section area wasn't really that big, and if it was just a lot of Lego City, and I didn't really collect Lego City, still don't collect Lego City, so unfortunately Macy's definitely marked off my list. Bricks and Minifigs. Bricks and Minifigs used to be my number one spot that I would always go to. And I would always buy my figs there. I'd buy used sets there. Still kind of do buy my parts there. It's just random if I ever show up there. Just in and out. I mainly stopped shopping at Bricks and Minifigs because of the prices. You can't really work a deal with Bricks and Minifigs when you walk in person and be like, hey, this minifig sells for $20. Can I give you 15? Or, so that really kind of destroyed the reasons why I stopped going to Bricks and Minifigs, because just there's not really a deal. They write down the price, you buy it for what it's at. You go home, you pull up the Lego app to see it, make sure that everything's all there, and the next you know, either it's missing something or something's not there, but all sales are final. So you can't really even return it if that's the case. One place that I still shop at still to this day is Target. Target is probably the most best because usually everything's fully stacked. There's no glass or plastic security screen blocking you from just grabbing the Lego sets off the shelves. Usually, if you do have any questions, there is an employee nearby that can usually assist you right away. But yeah, the number one place now where I get my Lego, whether it's minifigs, parts, very rare parts, sets, is going to be Whatnot. whatnot is so much more easier. It's literally like you having a Lego store in your pocket. You can be on the couch, you could be gaming, you can be at work. You be very smart when you're at work though. It's just so much more easier. So much more easier. You can work prices with sellers on there. Not to mention, you always have somebody online showing off what they have. And so it's really a really great app to actually download to be able to get. I'm not sponsoring anything. I'm not going to tell you to click on this link or have you add me to some. No, it's just go in there. I believe if you do go through M&R Productions, he has that follow link where he can tell you to go through, and you get, I believe it's like $15 whatnot credit, something like that. I'm not really for sure, but yeah. So a lot of these places I do and don't shop at anymore. I used to do Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace was great if you're like starting at Lego and you just don't have like really a whole lot of parts and you want to buy bulk. It's really, really great. But on the flip side, when you're buying from somebody, you don't really know what you're going to get. You could really get 95% Lego, 1% trash, the other 1% non-Lego. You're really, really throwing the dice on what you're really getting, even if they even say that they even went through it multiple times. I've came across a lot of fake Lego. I believe I spent like $250 on Facebook Marketplace for this person that was actually selling a whole big old bin. And met them at some Walgreens. I had obviously my girlfriend with me at the time, and we were in the parking lot, and she freaking pulled out this big old tote, put it on the back of her car, and I was going through it, and what they had did was they put the first layer at the very top, like it was probably like this deep, if anything, and it was all Lego. But the rest of the tote, which was like completely, it was pretty deep. It was just pretty much just junk. Wasn't even Lego. A lot of it was just like random toys, kind of like all in the middle, but then on the outskirts of the bin from inside was just like, it made it look like it was Lego parts, but it really wasn't even Lego. It was all knockoff stuff. So that's something you have to be really hard about. But Facebook Marketplace is really great because usually most people have Facebooks, and so if they have Facebook, they usually have a messenger, so you can message them a lot more faster and they'll be able to get back to you. I've noticed that the prices for Lego on Facebook Marketplace have gone up a lot more, obviously because more people are getting into the hobby of collecting Lego. So the high demand for people to jack up those prices who are exiting out of Lego, they know the real worth and they know that they can skyrocket the prices for these sets or bulk or whatever to almost retail value, or if not more value. Another one was OfferUp. I did try that a few times, but OfferUp just seemed very slow. If you found something that you liked, chances are the seller would get back to you maybe within that day, if not the next day. And I didn't really find it very convenient. And then if I ever did get actually somebody to message me back within that same day, usually it was like 2 hours later. And by that time, I either made up my mind with another seller, which then I would have to tell the person on whatnot, like, oh, never mind, just forget about it. I don't even want to even deal with it. I've already actually bought something else. So it's just, I did buy a few things. I'm not going to say I didn't buy anything, but I did buy a few things off of OfferUp, but it wasn't really great. And then right afterwards, I believe they had a whole new system update where it was OfferUp and LetGo. So now there's ads, and it's just, you can't even really focus on what you're actually there for without getting hit up with an ad. But yeah, that's my intake on pretty much how I used to get Lego. Still kind of do get Lego, but mainly it's on Whatnot. Usually I will come up with a part that I really need the most, and I'll hit up 20 different sellers. And then obviously the people that I do come across that are selling the part or do have the part, because it's really hard. If you really try to find, let's say, trans clear orange on Whatnot, there's only so many people who really actually have that part, and I found that out the most. Even finding, this happened a few weeks ago, I was looking for the saddle to the Tauntaun. not that many people sell the saddle to a Tauntaun, and that was a needle in a haystack, just trying to boom, hitting every single seller up. And that was the plus side. If I would have had gone to Bricks and Minifigs and they would have said no, then I would have had to try another Bricks and Minifig, which is clear across town, and it just wasn't going to be right for me. People told me to go on Bricklink, but I wanted it like right there and then to be able to know that Whatnot had multiple different sellers, I was just like, oh shoot, boom, boom, boom. So yeah, but yeah, so you do have your pros and cons with every other site that's out there, stores involved, Bricks and Minifigs involved. And I'm not going to say that Whatnot's perfect, because it's not. You still have shady sellers on there as well too. You just got to be really careful, read those reviews, check the ratings, check to see how many people are following them. But yeah, I'm going to leave pretty much a list of multiple different sellers from here all the way through. AJ Bricks for sure, he's a really great seller. Bricks on a Toilet, another great seller. Bus Bricks, another great seller. Shadow Fett, another great seller. Imperial Collectors, another great seller. I'm trying to think of all these sellers that I buy from. Lord Business is another great one. I'm trying to think. I'm just pulling a rabbit out. I didn't write any of this down, so this is just me just shooting everything out. I believe that's kind of it. I hope I didn't miss anybody, because Spaded Bricks is another good one. Yeah, can't really think of anything. Star Wars Fan 73. He's a kid, but he's learning how to sell, so give the kid some credit. Kendra for Lego, she also does live shows as well. I think she's actually on right now, if anything. There's another person. I'm just gonna leave it right here. I know her name's Kimmy, if I'm even saying that right. I don't even know yet. I believe it's Kimmy. I haven't bought from her, so I don't really know her whole tag name and everything else. But yeah, so I hope I said Bus Bricks. I believe I did. But other than that, like I always say, take it easy. Peace.
How it's supposed to feel.